Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices. We'll look at the DAX, the FTSE and the AEX, and starting with the DAX here on the weekly chart here. We've got this trend line coming through here, and the reason I've left it in there for is because we always expect wave 4 to break the trend line or trend channel that it's in from wave 2 here, of wave 2 here. So that's done its job here. But I'm going to leave it in here because when this market comes back up and when it finishes its leg down here, when it comes back up, it's going to be testing that and failing from that point there. But also what I wanted to talk to you today about is that, and we've been over this before, is that this particular correction started here, and even though we've had another high here as part of the correction, not all European markets are like this, but this one is. And the US markets, when it started its wave 3 top, it did it from this point here. So the US markets, the move down the US markets is still in its first leg down. So it will still, the US market will still have, you need to watch the US market video for that, but basically it would have an A wave down here, a B wave back up, and a C wave coming down again. So if the US market's got this move to go to the upside here and then move down again through here, then it's highly likely that the European markets, or this particular market in this instance, is going to pretty much do the same. So even though that we have this sitting here and here, and we've got this as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave, once this leg is finished here, then we can move straight up for the fifth wave. But I don't think that's going to be the case. So what we will need to do in this instance here, if I can just go to the daily chart and investigate this a little bit further, because, you know, the thing is markets, yes, they can do their own thing. They're generally, you know, in the same sort of environment and as a trend or correction to a point. That when markets like this one fell down here, the US markets, you know, got volatile. All the markets seem to tune into that particular volatility, and then they'll stay in there in that fear mode until, you know, until they forget about it, basically. So that's what they're sort of doing at the moment, and that's why I think that if they've all tuned into this leg here, into the US one, well then they're going to be, you know, they're not going to let go of that quickly at this stage. So we need to consider a few things, and we have talked about this yesterday, but I do need to go over it because we're coming to the end of this leg, later stages of this leg here. So we've got this as the A wave here, the B wave here, and the C wave coming down here. But as I've mentioned before, all of this may have to become, just all of this here will have to become, may have to become an A and a B and a C for the A wave here, and then the B wave up in 3 in line with the US markets, and then down for the C wave here. So we need to bear that in mind, okay? So at the moment we'll just leave it the way it is, and we'll be talking about this more here, but our main objective today is really about this leg here, and let's go in and have a look at that. So on the hourly chart here, well, this is part of another count, so I'll just go back to the 4-hour chart here. This 4-hour chart here is the one that we've been, this is in line with the US markets at the moment. So we've got wave B up here, and we're looking for wave C coming down, but we know now that it may only be wave A here as well, coming down here. So this particular move here that we were looking at yesterday, we were considering from wave B here in 5 waves of 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the third wave. The fourth wave moving high here, we know that the fourth wave normally pulls back 40% or the 38.2% and so on. In this case here, it's here, but we've actually pulled up closer beyond the 50% level here, which is rather high for this, but at the same time we've got the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree quite high here as well. So this drop here is a retracement back to that supply level. So it's sort of okay in that instance there. So we need to really sort of stay with this scenario here for the time being. And as we did yesterday when it came really high up here, the other day we said that we'd stay with it, and if we were looking for a buying opportunity here, well then once we got that top in place, well then that top becomes the trigger for any long trades there after a retest here. So it's retested here, it's come back up to here, hasn't made a new high, and come down and retest it again, and this time it's retesting this level here, the 12,500. The 500 is important to the trading levels. 5 as the second strongest number in the market after 1. So that's actually failed to find support here, failed to give us a trigger to go long here, and in fact it's given us a trigger on this retest here of the 500. So being short here was the correct thing to do here. So it's really just the trading levels analysis and setups. Here's a classic trading levels pattern. So this is where we are at the moment. This other thing that I need to talk about here now on the downside here. So from this high here to that low to this high here, we're at the 61.8% mark here. So we can expect the market to find support here. So from that 50 to 60, 61.8% in those Fibonacci numbers there, we can expect that to find some support there at that point. But in a nutshell, we're still looking for further downside here. So if I can just come to the hourly chart and just rearrange this a little bit. So I mean, having wave 4 here is not out of the question yet either. Having this particular count from wave B up here is 1 and 2, and then 5 waves down for 3, 4 and 5 here. That counts quite nicely as well here. And in that case here, we'd be looking for this as an A wave up here and a B wave here and a C wave moving up here. So that's not out of the question, but it still need to move down a bit further, because this would be this 3, I can count this here. So from this high here, we've got 1 and 2, a nice strong third wave here, a fourth and a fifth wave here. This may come down a little bit lower, but we can see that we've got all of that as the third wave here. So there'll be a little fourth wave, and then there'll be a fifth wave here. So that fifth wave here will take into this space here for this one, and that will give us 5 waves in this space. So that from there, that could be an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave down into this point here, and then move up from here. The thing is, we're going to get support here at the 12,000 anyway, being a whole, nice whole number here. But I would suggest that it would fail to find support on top of group 1 here, which is the 3 here. So 1, 2 and 3 here. It can trade above the 3, but I would suggest that it won't find support. This will be the max that it will go to the top side, which is important for stops, and then move down. It may not even go that high here. Okay, and then this would give us the other 5 waves here. So then this would give us, I can copy this here as 1 and 2 here and 3 here, 4 here and 5 down here, giving us, if we consider this as a wave 4 here, which is our primary count, and then wave 5 over here for this of wave C of wave 4, but even this wave C here can be the oops, wrong one here, can be the A wave there as well. So the idea is to stay short here, and if the stop would, if you want to go all the way down, you'd need to keep the stop above the volume. So this strong volume coming down here, you'd need to have the stop above that in case this wave 4 spikes back up high here, because we know that wave 4 has done that here, so it's part of its signature. But definitely looking to find support of the 12 here, but we should go lower from that in the next session. Just have a look at the stock 52 here. Just sorry to take a detour here. EU stocks, yeah, same. Yeah, I'm not going to learn anything from that. So I'll just go to the AEX. So the AEX is exactly the same as well. Once again here, the support that's going to come in here is going to come from this low here to this high here at wave 4 here. So this whole area here is going to play out as support. So we can look from that 50 to that 61.8%. And it's also at 2, we're in group 1 here. So group 1 of 500 here. So 10, 20 and 30, 1, 2, 3. So we're definitely going to find support in this little area here. But once that support area here becomes the retested resistance, then it will be pulled down to the 500 at that point there. You need to set your stops. If we're bringing the stops down at all from here down to here, then that's where you would put that. That also too can become, just in case I get it wrong, would also become a buying opportunity at that point there as well. So if you're not long, you might as well be short, so, or vice versa. So that top there would clearly indicate that. In fact, yeah, pretty much a move back into this to the 5.3 would do that as well. But let's just keep it clear for the moment. And the FTSE will be in the same pipeline as the other guys here in its own way. So we're looking at this being wave 3, high wave 4 here, retesting the top of group 1 here at 3 here, and also looking moving down through here, because technically we only have 3 waves down here, so it can be an A and a B and a C wave here. But I would expect to find support at 100 here, number 1 being the second strongest number, and also the 50-60% retracement. So there's going to be support here. But once that finds resistance here, then the day traders can trade it down to 7,000, but then expect to bounce back to probably the 100 or close to that at that point there. But we are looking for a new low here, but it may not give us a new low. It may just give us a double bottom here as such. And then we'll be looking for the A wave moving back up. The A wave can move back up in 5 waves or 3 waves. So we'll yet to know that. But if we've got 5 waves down here, then it's highly likely to be 5 waves up for the A wave. And then, of course, the B wave will be in 3 waves, pulling back 50-60%, and then a C wave coming back up here as well to top that out. So, yeah, look, that's where we're at the moment. So I'll leave it at that. Alrighty, cheers.